Coleslaw is one of our favorite salads. It's really easy to make. You can do it in 10 minutes or less. And it probably takes more time to actually measure out the ingredients and then clean up the dishes than it does to make the coleslaw itself. But it's great with barbecued ribs, with pulled pork sandwiches, with almost anything, particularly in the summer. And the ingredients that you're going to need, it's 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. You can barely see it, but there's vinegar in here. A tablespoon of celery salt, and a tablespoon of dried mustard. And if you don't have dried mustard, just use a tablespoon of regular mustard. That'll work. And that's going to be for the dressing. And all we're going to do is put that all in a bowl and mix it up. Here's the mayonnaise. Sour cream. Sugar. Vinegar. Celery salt. And the dried mustard. And then we'll whisk that together. And then the last thing that you want is some grated onion. The onion's really important. Don't skip on this because it gives it a nice flavor. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either just grate it on a grater like this, or if you have a little food processor like we have, or you can use a big food processor. It makes it really easy to just chop up a little bit of it. Put that in your food processor. And just give it a little mince like that. And that can go. If you do it this way, it's going to be a little bit coarser than if you actually grate it, but it's fine because when you get it on the cabbage, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Okay, so there's our dressing. Now for the salad itself, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can go to Sam's or the grocery store and just buy a package of pre-mixed coleslaw lettuce, which is basically cabbage and carrots. Or if you don't have that, what you want is green cabbage. And sometimes I'll make this and just use nothing but green cabbage. But if you want it to be pretty and look more like a traditional coleslaw, you'd use some red cabbage and then some grated carrots. And I just, again, grated these in advance. So, again, this is very simple. All we're going to do is just cut out that hard core out of the cabbage. And then you can chop this just as coarse or as fine as you want. I just kind of cut it in half and then slice it quite thin like that. And this is, the dressing that we just made is enough for one whole head of cabbage. So if you're going to use red cabbage and green cabbage, then I'd use a half a head of each. If you're just going to use one or the other, you can use a whole head. And then the same thing with the red cabbage. And then just, again, chop it as fine as you want. But that's pretty much how I like it. And then we'll just throw that all in the bowl. Throw the grated carrots in. Mix that up. Add the dressing. And then give that a toss. Then you can store this in the refrigerator. If you make it up ahead of time, it's going to wilt a little bit, which is fine if you like it that way, or if not, you can just toss it right before you're ready to eat. That's it.